Welcome back to more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last time, we did the child portion of the Desert Colossus, getting the silver gauntlets and retrieving the final piece of heart, and pretty much all but 3 Skulltulas. Today, we're heading back to the forest. 1, show off that the bow is really effective against moblins, and 2, to help us get back to Zora's domain, of all places. Because with the silver gauntlets, we can lift very heavy things, including specific boulders, which, trust me, I know doesn't sound all that impressive, but trust me, there's quite the reward for going back to Zora's domain and lifting a specific boulder. So I figured I'd show how I'm going to get there, while also showing that the moblins are fairly weak to arrows. Because frankly, I haven't used a lot of the warps in this game terribly effectively. Getting to each of the towns, including the Zoras and Gorons, is incredibly quick so long as you're using the forest as a central hub. Not only is there a direct warp to Goron City, but there's also a warp to the Zora's domain. So, I figure it's high time I start actually using them properly. It only took me pretty much the entire playthrough, but hey, may as well actually try to use them at some point, right? Play Zelda's Lullaby, get us entry into Zora's domain. I imagine that in future versions of the game, I doubt they probably have you play the song every single time, but I could be wrong. I admittedly really don't know anything about the 3DS version, other than the fact that they changed a couple models and I think a switch or two. Still, point is, we need to come all the way back here and go all the way up and then all the way out and across to where we found the Great Fairy that gave us Farore's Wind, at least I believe. Then, there will be a random boulder that was kind of just sitting there inconspicuously. Turns out, that boulder has what is supposed to be the final Golden Skulltula. And, if you remember, because of the glitch I did earlier at Hyrule Castle, it looks like all we need is the final Skulltula. So I figured, let's grab what is supposed to be number 100 right now while our counter says 100. And then, maybe we'll go on over to Kakariko Village and see what happens. Because admittedly, I really don't know. Namely with the glitch. So, grab the big boulder, and wouldn't you know it, there's another rock beneath it. So not only do you need the gloves, but you need bombs as well to uncover this hole, which leads you to this underground passage that is filled with invisible enemies, which I happen to just walk past. It then leads you up here, and then I believe at the top of this long ladder, you finally find the 100th Golden Skulltula. Talk about needing to go out of your way. I mean, seriously, they really didn't want you to have this thing. It kind of reminds me of something that you would pretty much only use a guide for. Let's play the sun song, make it nighttime, and then claim your reward. And wouldn't you know, because I didn't do this at nighttime specifically, we need to do all of that again. Look, sometimes the game is not your friend. But now that we know all of this, at least the walk back isn't really that bad. Still, quite the intense gauntlet, huh? I mean, seriously. You need pretty much every milestone item here, which is a lot. There we go. I know I did a bit of a damage boost sort of technique there, but figured it worked out. Still, I will take the magic refill. And frankly, I'm just going to keep ignoring the Skulltulas here, because I really don't feel the need to fight them, to be completely honest. And I know you're quite loud there, Navi, but you're just going to tell us to go to the Spirit Temple. I know. It's okay, sweetheart. Again, it is a feature that, you know, when you've played the game a bunch, it does kind of annoy you. But, ultimately, it is helpful if you haven't played the game in a while, like a normal person would. Still, there it is. What is supposed to be the final Golden Skulltula. If you look now, it says we have all 100, but we know that we don't actually. You know, I was going to play the Nocturne of Shadow, and then I realized I don't remember it. Alright, there we go. Admittedly, I'd never remember the Nocturne of Shadow. It's probably the most complicated song, because it doesn't have much that actually repeats in it. I think 2 notes are all it is. Still, very useful for warping around. And so, now that we have quote-unquote all 100 Golden Skulltulas, let's see if we can go claim our reward, or what the game does. Because admittedly, I really don't know. My guess is that the game is just going to read the number as 100 and say, hey, you did it. But that also makes me wonder what's going to happen when we collect the final 2 Golden Skulltulas that still exist in the world. Or maybe it's 3. I think it's 2. Point is, it's going to be a bit of discovery for me and you. Because as you see, the sky is now normal. Since you've destroyed 100 spiders of the curse on me has been broken. Thank you. Here's a token of my appreciation. Please take it. So, all of that effort throughout the entire game, all 100 Golden Skulltulas, and your penultimate reward is 200 rupees. In a game that already does not require money. It's quite underwhelming, completely unneeded, and frankly, I would say straight up useless. But hey, technically, we're gonna go a little bit above and beyond and get more than all 100 Golden Skulltulas. We're going to get 102, I believe our actual count is. So, it's a little exciting, isn't it? Anyways, while we're here, if it was daytime, I figured we would use some of the money we just obtained to, refill our potion bottle. Because admittedly, we really don't need 2 fairies. 1 is more than enough. But yeah, your penultimate reward for getting all 100 Skulltulas is, I believe, an infinite 200 rupees. You can keep getting it over and over again. I don't remember if you have to save and quit and then reload the game, or if you can just keep going in and out and getting it. But, the point is, it's useless. Pretty much at no point in the game have we ever wanted for money, except maybe the very beginning, which is kind of ironic. So realistically, the biggest amount of money you ever need in this game is 40 rupees, which is kind of sad. Because even then, you don't need money to buy any of the tunics, you don't need money to buy any of the other items or upgrades, you don't need money to buy like bugs or anything like that. So, really the big question is, why do they keep giving you so much money? You just don't need it at any point. So anyways, with that big, massive disappointment of having all 100 Skulltulas out of the way, let's bring ourselves back here to the Spirit Temple and see just what lies inside. We've seen part of it as a child, but let me tell you, some of the trials as an adult are going to be much more difficult. Guess we'll equip the hook shot and the bow. Seems like a trusty duo. And here we are to take it on proper and get some hearts while we're at it. Very useful. Now, otherwise, we can finally move these giant granite blocks. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell where or how you can move them, but we can push them just fine now. And as you can see, this side of the temple is pretty much a mirror of the other side. Link, buddy. Wasn't quite what I was going for. And wow, really? I didn't hit the top. Bit rough. There we go. And otherwise, evidently, switch on the ceiling. Opens up both doors. Well, let's go to the right one first, because why not? Ooh. Room with a bunch of moving boulders. And weird camera angles. Huh. Alright. Let's see, can I get this one by backflipping? Don't think so. Nope, not quite. Good attempt, but no cigar. Makes me wonder, is there a hookshot target above it? No, there is not. Well, worth a shot. Otherwise, as we can see, there's a block of time, and if you heard it, another Skulltula. So let's play the good old Song of Time here. Let's see what's hiding behind that block. There we are. So here we have another Skulltula. We destroyed it and got another token. Notice how our token count is now 101. That is not supposed to happen. The game isn't meant to handle having that many golden Skulltulas. So at this point, I don't know if the game is going to consider we have all 100, or if it's going to think that we have one. I really don't know. Some games would do a thing where the number overflows, and it would become like a negative. But evidently, this isn't an issue of going over what is usually a 255 number system. So there's a very good chance that nothing really happens, which is a bit of a shame, seeing as it's kind of a cool glitch. But in that sense, it means that really, rather than hunting for all the Skulltulas, you could just, in fact, ignore every single one of them, wait until you get the Boomerang and Song of Storms, and then just farm all 100 in that one hole. Technically speaking, it might save you time. I wouldn't want to be the one to actually try it, but who knows? Otherwise, I kind of forgot we had the hover boots. You don't really use them all that often. But at the same time, you also don't have them for that long. Well, bit rude. Stealing our shield there. I would like that back, please, Mr. Like. Thank you kindly. And I would also like to unequip the hover boots, because they're not that great here. There we go. And there's the small key we need. Very useful. I also don't think there's anything else in this room. One's the truth? Anything? No? Nabby kind of likes looking at the carpet for some reason. Couldn't tell you why, but sure. So, out we go. Alright. Excuse me, BMOS. I think I'll go over into this room. Which, a nice little wolf mouse, huh? I mean, as cool as you are, you're kinda no match for us whatsoever. Rest of the royal family. Usually Zelda's lullaby will do something. Hey, a nice big chest. Now if I could actually aim and hit it, that'd be useful. And there we go, the compass. At this point, the rest of the dungeon should be pretty simple. Go up a few floors, grab a couple chests, and then, evidently through that big statue, we're gold. It's a pretty straightforward temple, all things considered. It's not too hard, pretty straightforward. I like it. It's a nice, final temple. Maybe not final trial, but final proper temple. And yeah, they like throwing likes at you like this. Can't say I'm a fan, especially because they're annoying to hit. But hey, they do usually give pretty good money, so can't complain too much. Nothing really up there. Notably, these brick walls that you can climb them with the hook shot. Hello? Ow. Yeah, I hate floor masters. They are annoying. Start spamming spin attacks, get rid of the little ones. Beautiful. Keep our magic nice and full. And then with this, I believe, push it forward. Get the wrong one, but still get a reward for it. A little strange. Yet again, the wrong one, but a reward. And then the right one. But come on, let's see what that final one has. Why, it's another incorrect one. And yep, the game keeps spawning wall masters who just dropped a lot of money. So again, the penultimate reward for all golden skulltulas, and an enemy just dropped a little under, like what? A third of the amount? Kinda sad, huh? Yeah. So not all chests in the game are quite nice to you. But hey, they give you a heart to make up for it. Still, I didn't really want to have those chests on our map, so even though knowing that it was a frozen one, I really didn't want to keep it in there. Ow. Now the statue's evil. Oh well, only so much you can do. But, welcome back to this area. Let's see, doesn't really look like too much has changed. Pots still try to kill you and give you plenty of healing. Wouldn't have it any other way. And if you want, you can, technically, go up the way that young Link came. There's really no reason for it, but you can do it. So, be my guest, I suppose. But we can call our good friend, I believe, I keep calling him Pierre. I believe it's actually, Nabooru is his name, or something like that. Anyways, point is, Skulltula. Very nice. I want to say that that is actually the final one in the game for us. At this point, we should have now collected every single golden Skulltula, which would have tallied 100. But, well, we, kind of cheated. Now, one big thing that is nice is when you have all golden Skulltulas in an area, this is something I haven't really talked about, a golden Skulltula symbol will appear next to the name of the area that signifies you found it. Or, well, found all of them there. So, that's pretty nice and helpful, to be completely honest. Otherwise, looks like something's supposed to be here, but, doesn't look like anything really is. And yes, they made it so you can hook shot onto the, buxom chest of the statue, and it hurts you for doing it. Kind of a fun detail and Easter egg, but I think they knew perfectly well what they were doing, and I think it's a fitting punishment for you even attempting it. But it is kind of funny, ain't it? Otherwise, let's see here. There I go, trying to jump for things when I know darn well that we have the hover boots. I gotta stop forgetting that we have those. You'd think, hey, it's another dungeon item, but admittedly, it is a little hard to remember them when they are in a completely other menu. So, bit of an excuse, I know, but, well, I think it works. Helps us get over here. And with the Megaton Hammer, which we haven't used in a long time, we can hit that rusted switch. Opens up the middle, and from here, hop down here, play Zelda's Lullaby, and something very nice should happen. Why, it's a whole extra chest. How nice. Fitting that it's in the room with, another large chest down below on the floor. And look at that. It's the silver key. The small key that we need. I keep thinking silver key because of the silver rupees we've been collecting. Not quite the same. Let's see. Where do we want to go? We could go up above, or we can go through here. So I think, based on what I'm looking at, let's go through this way. Why don't we? Well, it's got a big old block for us to move, so it's at least not the wrong way to go so far. But who knows? I'm sure if it's the wrong way, we'll need a key or some other thing that we don't have yet. And another block? Sure. Man, I could imagine trying to push these things with no traction on your boots. It must be incredibly difficult. So, sorry about that, Link. Let's get you out of those and into something a little more fitting, shall we? And, interesting. Another spot for the Megaton Hammer. Down we go, huh? And would you look at that? It's a shortcut. Don't know why you really need a shortcut, but, it's here if you want it. Can't say I've ever actually used this thing legitimately. Even then, you have Perore's Wind, so I couldn't tell you why you would use it. But, it's there, I guess. So, it is kind of nice, though, I suppose, if, you ever wanted to, I guess, come back as a child for some reason and get here quicker? Maybe if you missed a Skulltula, it would be nice. I'm admittedly really reaching for reasons why you would ever use it, but I really can't think of any good ones. So, anyways, back to BMOS bombing. Sounds like a much better use of my time. Maybe, ooh, some bombs. Very nice. What do we got? A room filled with to Anubis. And wouldn't you know it, we have fire arrows. So, bye-bye, friend. In fact, there's more than 2. There's 3. So, this is supposed to be a huge puzzle figuring out how to get them into the fire. But, well, we really don't care much, do we? Get rid of the Beamos. And with all enemies down, you can get through the room. Again, normally, what you're supposed to do is hit this switch, and then you're supposed to carefully platform around here, moving them in all sorts of different ways to get them into the fire. But, we have fire arrows, and didn't fire. So, kinda doesn't matter, does it? Oh, this room. Now, if you're lucky, you can anger one of the statues and get them to stand on that switch, which is basically what you're supposed to do. So do that, keep it stood on the switch, and through you go. Kind of a bit of a cheeky thing, but it works. Otherwise, with our lens of truth, we can find 2 hidden treasures. Nice little recovery heart. And another recovery heart. Useful, even though it's not all that practical. And oh boy, another iron knuckle fight. As an adult. So this time, well, you can strike it all the same, use Nabooru's love, and then basically just jump attack it with the bigger sword. It'll go down pretty darn easy. Now, something I didn't really mention the first time we fought the Iron Knuckle is that you can let them hit these pillars to give you healing. It's pretty useful if you're not using Nabooru's love or if you're relying on another tactic to actually fight them. Still, with Nabooru's love, you're good to go. There's really no excuse to ever use anything else. Now, notably, when they do hit you, it hurts really bad. And ooh, extra chest. And yeah, opening it with Nabooru's love does slow the game down. But we find the mirror shield. This shield, or the shield's pulse surface, can reflect light or energy. Press R to use it. Remember what the owl said? We need to use their magic against them. This is how we're going to be doing it. And in true Zelda tradition, seeing as we're toward the end of the game, having Link in all red gear looks really good. Because you have the shield, the tunic, and the gauntlets that are all red now. So, I'm probably going to just keep the Goron tunic equipped to him for the rest of the game, because in every other Zelda game, toward the end, you're usually wearing red. At least in A Link to the Past. That's probably the most famous example of this. But hey, you get the idea. So now with the mirror shield, when you guard in light, you can reflect it. It's honestly a very niche mechanic that pretty much only shows up in here. I believe there's one other location it happens, and you might be able to guess where that is, seeing as it's the final dungeon or the final challenge of the game, Ganon's Castle. Because, I mean, come on, you'll have to use every trick you found. But, point is, this is a nice little tutorial on how to effectively use it. And plus, I always thought the shield looked kind of cool. It's not nearly as iconic as, say, the Hylian shield, but it is more useful. So, may as well put it to use. Plus, it makes you look good in all red, don't you think? Now, as cool as this puzzle is, the hook shot completely invalidates it. So, just use your hook shot. I can't tell you the last time I've ever done this room legitimately, because the hookshot just saves you so much time. Otherwise, I want to say this leads us out into a single room. So, let's see what's inside. At least, that's what I would say if it wasn't the end of the episode. Next time we play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we'll finish the Spirit Temple and make the final preparations to go to Ganon's. As always, I'm Brad. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.